Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining me again. Last night, I was keeping a bit of an eye on the sky. And the reason I was keeping an eye on the sky was because the weather forecast seemed to be fairly certain that there was a good chance of us getting some snow. And as a lot of you know already, I am excited for snow. It's the result of having lived in the extreme south of the country all my life. When I began watching the sky last night, there was no chance of snow because the sky was absolutely clear. So I watched the stars. And although I love snow, I do love the stars too. I don't know very much about them, like knowing what they're called, but there are a few whose names that I do know. And one of the few whose names I know is Orion's Belt. And as I was thinking today about what I might say this evening, I remembered a story about Orion's Belt. It's a story about stars and God and about one person's desire for an encounter with God. So here, by Megan McKenna and Tony Cowan, is Count the Stars. There was once a young girl who had a secret dream. She longed to be able to look into the eye of God. One day she confided her longing to a wise old man who told her the secret. If you want to look into the eye of God, you must begin to count the stars, starting with the middle star of Orion's belt and counting towards the east. Don't count any star twice and don't miss any out. When you reach the 10,000th star, you will be looking into the light of God's eye. So night after night, week after week, month after month, the girl counted the stars, not missing any and not counting any twice. Eventually, she was nearing the end. 9,998, 9,999, and as she reached the 10,000th star, she realized that it was the same star with which she had begun, the middle star of Orion's belt. Through the year, the constellations had rotated through 360 degrees. She was surely gazing into the light of God's eye, and she was overjoyed. She ran to tell the wise old man, and he told her the meaning of her marathon star count. You see, he explained, when you began, you couldn't recognize what was right in front of you all the time. So God moved heaven and earth to bring you to this moment. She gazed at the heavens, and as she did so, the star twinkled back at her, the middle star of Orion's belt, the first and the last. And God smiled. See how much I love you? I did get to see a little bit of snow today. It didn't really satisfy the craving, so personally I live in hope of getting a bit more. And because I love it, I hope that if we do get some, that I'll be able to find God in it in some way, connect with God through the gift of snow. Now, I know that not everybody sees snow in the same way that I do. And if snow doesn't hit the spot for you, I wonder what there is in the natural world that particularly helps you to connect with the something bigger than ourselves that I would call God. Maybe you can let me know in the comments. As ever, I'm going to finish with a short prayer. And as ever, if you'd like to make it your prayer, feel free to stick an amen in the comments. Creator God, help us to be open to encounter with you through each and every bit of your amazing creation. Amen. Thank you for joining me. See you again tomorrow, I hope. Bye for now.